As we grapple with skyrocketing rates of autism, ADHD, gender dysphoria, and shocking acts of violence, like school shootings, it's tempting to see these issues as separate crises. Yet a growing body of evidence suggests a hidden common denominator: the erosion of transgenerational continuity in key human traits, potentially driven by microwave radiation from our wireless world. Empathy deficit disorder, EDD, though not an official diagnosis, captures the idea that empathy, a core moral trait, may be diminishing. This subtle but profound shift could be tied to an environment saturated with electromagnetic fields, EMFs. Transgenerational continuity of traits, a real biological phenomenon. Transgenerational continuity of traits isn't wishful thinking. It's observable in nature. Consider the beaver, which instinctively knows how to build a dam even if separated from its parents at birth. This innate behavior, never learned by imitation, is evidence of a stable blueprint passed down through generations with high fidelity. Similar principles apply to human behavioral traits. Whether a father is alpha or beta in personality style, the underlying tendencies, confidence, aggression, sociability, were once reliably transmitted to offspring. For millennia, these traits remained stable because the environmental signal guiding their development was clear, uncorrupted by modern disruptions. Low-fidelity environments, a new kind of noise. Now imagine introducing a persistent noise into this developmental equation: microwave radiation from cell towers, Wi-Fi, and mobile devices. While we focused on thermal, heating effects in the past, science shows non-thermal influences, oxidative stress, hormone disruption, neurotransmitter imbalances, may scramble the bioelectric signals crucial for trait formation. If EMFs can alter attention spans, disrupt social cue recognition, skew hormonal balances related to gender identity, and erode empathy, we're witnessing a low-fidelity environment. The reliable dam-building blueprint is compromised, and inherited personality styles, the figurative alpha or beta traits, no longer pass on as cleanly. Could empathy erode under EMFs? Empathy, vital for moral reasoning and social harmony, may be as vulnerable as attention or identity formation to environmental noise. Empathy deficit disorder, EDD, represents this erosion of emotional resonance. If children's brains develop under EMF stressors, the circuitry for empathy could miswire. Reduced empathy can lead to impulsive aggression and extreme behaviors, possibly contributing to school shootings or other acts of violence that baffle our moral expectations. Section 704 of the Telecommunications Act, a barrier to protective action. Here's where outdated policy steps in. Section 704 of the Telecommunications Act of 1996 bars local communities from rejecting cell towers based on health concerns. This effectively locks us into a massive, uncontrolled experiment on our children's minds, as parents and local governments can't say no to towers placed near schools. Without the right to demand safer infrastructure or lower exposure options, we're forced to watch as empathy, attention, social coherence, and identity integrity degrade. No matter how many gun laws we pass or how high we build school fences, if we allow the developmental environment to remain polluted by entropic EMF waste, these societal crises may deepen. From beaver dams to human behavior. The beaver's innate dam-building behavior stands as a natural example of high-fidelity trait transmission. Humans, too, relied on stable environmental cues to ensure traits like empathy, attention, and identity were passed down reliably. Now, entropic waste from wireless radiation may be introducing static into that process. A call for reform and research. Amend Section 704. Restore local control so communities can challenge cell tower placements on health grounds. Update safety standards. The FCC and other agencies must consider non-thermal EMF effects. Independent research fund large-scale studies on EMF's impact on empathy networks, attention circuits, and identity formation pathways. Precautionary steps. Reduce children's EMF exposure, use wired connections, limit screen time, and minimize nighttime blue light. Conclusion: preserving the fidelity of human traits. If environmental noise erodes the blueprint of human traits, we risk losing more than just attention spans or gender clarity. We risk the empathy that forms the moral fabric of society. Until we acknowledge how EMFs might be degrading the fidelity of transgenerational trait transmission, we remain stuck in a losing battle. No fortress-like school security or arsenal of gun laws will restore empathy if we don't remove the underlying environmental distortions. The beaver doesn't forget how to build a dam unless something radically changes in its environment. For humans, that radical change may be the invisible, pervasive hum of microwave radiation. It's time to confront this issue head-on. We must reform outdated policies like Section 704, embrace modern science, protect our children's developmental environments, and ensure that the stable inheritance of essential traits, like empathy, remains intact for generations to come. Visit RF Safe to learn more. Visit RF Safe to learn more.